Here are 7 common mistakes that merchants who ask for my help tend to make with their Shopify stores. All of this will cause them to lose money and time, or sometimes both. Just being mindful of these will save you some of that valuable time or save you your budget. Hi, I'm Cristian. I am a full-time Shopify developer for more than 8 years, and here is my list of mistakes I see over and over again when working with Shopify store owners. The first one, you know that saying, keeping up with the Joneses? Some merchants will try to keep up with other stores and other companies and their development, thinking that this will equate to the same amount of success that they have. Rarely two companies will have the same target audience, even if the product is very similar. You might think, I'm selling coffee, they are selling coffee, so their audience is the same as mine. Therefore, if they add new functionality to their store, that means I should too. Well, that is not always the case. Your audiences might overlap, but you don't know the reasons behind the developments you see on their stores. Cherry-picking functionalities and features from your competition will not always result in more sales. For every feature you introduce, you need to have some data to support it. To get the data, you need to get traffic to your store, run some A/B tests, and analyze some heat maps of user interaction. Only then you can come to a conclusion and come up with new visual elements for your store. So run tests, draw conclusions, and then implement new functionality. I'm not a big fan of sales funnels, at least not those funnels that got popular some time ago, the ones with red bold text and blinking buttons and GIFs everywhere. People think in stories and tell stories every day, so that's why it's so easy to relate to marketing that is written in story form rather than a sales speech. We can compare this with those ads you get on your Facebook or Instagram feed that look like a post someone made and not like a sales banner. We are bombarded by ads everywhere nowadays. We instantly want to block or entirely overlook the whole thing if we mark it as a sales ad. This concept applies to Shopify stores as well. You won't be proposing on your first date, so don't try to sell in the first second. Instead, warm the audience up, tell them what they need to hear, and show them what they want to see. Plan a journey for your customer, start with your ad, and think it through until the checkout. Include also some alternative routes they might take. Keep your eyes on those heat maps, test, and reiterate. When you land on a store, you should be able to answer 3 simple questions in 3 seconds. What is it about, and what am I getting out of it? If you fail to answer these questions, the chances are your customer will leave your store really quickly. Let's say you run a cosmetics store and a cold lead customer lands on your product page. What does he see in those first 3 seconds? What is it? Face moisturizing cream. What is it about? Cosmetics, taking care of yourself, well-being. What do I get out of it? Oh, I can buy 2 products at the price of 1. That's a good deal. Let's say they land on your homepage. How is your banner laid out? Can you answer the 3 questions? You have to be fast in telling who you are and what you stand for. You have to make it elegantly and in accordance with your brand's voice. This might have multiple causes, but I'll address 2 common ones: poor design and speed issues. You might have even worked with a designer and even with an agency, and everything was built well, but somehow your conversion rate is terrible. You know your product is good, your offer is good, and the ads are driving traffic, but conversion lags behind. In this case, you might be hurt by usability issues. Your customers cannot buy or hesitate because these usability issues make them unsure. We talk here about pop-ups, banners, and slider screens that come into view and overwhelm the customer or block some key elements like the add to cart buttons or variant switcher buttons that make the shopping experience bad or even impossible. I cannot stress this enough. You should not have moving elements on the screen. This can be distracting. No spin the wheel app that suddenly appears, or unnecessary pop-ups or labels on the side of the screen. All of this can obstruct the view of the user on certain screen sizes. Another big one is the site speed. You need to keep an eye on your loading speed. People will lose interest if they need to wait too long for your store to load up, or if the navigation between pages takes ages. This one ties into the previous one. As a rule of thumb, you should only install the apps that have a positive impact on your sale process and are absolutely necessary. Anything that would be nice to have in theory will most likely slow down your store and create some usability issues. As a developer, I am frequently asked to install and replace the Shopify standard functionality like search or collection filtering with all sorts of miraculous AI-infused apps. I can tell you that even if the app's functionality is a bit flashier than the native functionality, almost all the time is better to just keep the Shopify standard functionality. Not only you'll pay sometimes astronomical prices for something that you already have for free, you will also add lots of assets to your store and slow it down. You will not have access to the app's code, so you will depend on their support if you want to do anything. I always recommend using Shopify Down theme as a base for any store's theme and only replace its functionality when you have solid data on which to base your decision, and don't use apps unless absolutely necessary. Let's say that based on your data, you believe that a multi-step custom bundle builder will increase your sales. You do your research and find some examples and go to your developer and ask him. After all, what's so complicated? You have 3 steps with 3 products, and in the end you get in the cart 3 products that are discounted because they have been added in there as a bundle. How much could that cost? Building static pages and dynamic app-like modules are 2 different things. When planning a new module for your store, expect it to cost depending on the functionality that is involved. When you want to develop such a module, first make sure you need it, then ask the developer upfront for an estimation and make sure you have the budget for it. If it makes sense, go for it. If not, get creative and try to find the cheaper solution. I get it. You had a great idea, you created a store, it worked out, and now you don't want to be taking care of the technical part anymore. You want to concentrate on the business and on strategy. But make sure to hire the right person to manage the store though. We tend to hire people that we like or that are similar to us, but they are not always the right choice. In my business, I meet a lot of store managers that lack either technical or communication skills that drastically increase the price of the projects we are working on. You need to hire people that fill in the gaps in knowledge you might have, or people that are more skilled in areas that you don't shine. This might be hard because sometimes we don't have much in common with people like that. But this is not a friendship necessarily, it's a business relationship. As an entrepreneur, we want to be surrounded by smart people. If they are smarter than us, then it's even better, and we want to have top talent in all our departments. I should also take this advice. I am not very good with numbers and I should really get someone to help me with invoicing. Okay, these were the 7 of the top mistakes I see Shopify merchants do when it comes to Shopify development. If you have questions or feedback, please leave a comment, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.